Let's get one thing straight. Cornflakes are a big deal. We're talking billions of bowls consumed every year. But have you ever stopped to wonder what goes into those crunchy golden flakes? How do they go from humble corn kernels to the breakfast staple we know and love? Buckle up, food fans. We're about to go on a wild ride through the history, manufacturing, and yes, even the cultural impact of Kellogg's cornflakes. I bet you're picturing that iconic green box right now, aren't you? It's a symbol recognized around the world. But there's more to this breakfast behemoth than meets the eye, so grab a spoon and let's dig in. First things first, what are we actually eating when we crunch down on a spoonful of cornflakes? You might be surprised to learn that it all starts with just a few simple ingredients. The star of the show is, of course, corn. Not just any corn, mind you, we're talking about dent corn, a specific variety known for its high starch content. But it takes more than just corn to make a flake. Sugar lends a touch of sweetness, salt enhances the flavor, and malt flavoring adds a hint of something special. Now I know what you're thinking. This is starting to sound more like a chemistry experiment than a breakfast cereal. But trust me, these carefully selected ingredients are the building blocks of that iconic crunch. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is where things get interesting. The transformation from corn kernel to crispy flake is a marvel of modern food processing. It all starts with cleaning and milling the corn. The kernels are thoroughly cleaned and then ground into a coarse grit. This grit is then cooked with sugar, salt, and malt flavoring. Think of it like making a giant batch of corn porridge. Now, here's where the magic happens. The cooked corn mixture is pressed into giant rollers. These rollers flatten the mixture into thin sheets. The sheets are then toasted to perfection in giant ovens. This toasting process is what gives the flakes their signature golden color and crispy texture. Finally, the toasted sheets are broken into individual flakes and packaged for your breakfast enjoyment. Section 4, nutritional nuggets. What's in your bowl? Okay, let's talk nutrition. Cornflakes have been a breakfast staple for generations, but are they actually good for you? The answer, as with most things in life, is a bit more nuanced than a simple yes or no. On the one hand, cornflakes are fortified with essential vitamins and minerals. You'll find a decent dose of iron, B vitamins, and vitamin D in every bowl. On the other hand, cornflakes aren't exactly a nutritional powerhouse. They're relatively low in fiber and protein, and let's not forget about the added sugar. So here's the deal. Enjoy your bowl of cornflakes, but don't mistake them for a health food. Pair them with some fresh fruit, a dollop of yogurt, or a handful of nuts to create a more balanced and nutritious breakfast. Section 5, a century of crunch. The Kellogg's legacy. Now that we know how cornflakes are made, let's take a trip back in time. The story of Kellogg's cornflakes is a classic tale of American ingenuity. It all started in the late 19th century with a man named John Harvey Kellogg. Dr. Kellogg, as he was known, was a surgeon and health enthusiast. He was experimenting with new foods at his sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. One fateful day, Dr. Kellogg and his brother, Will Keith Kellogg, accidentally discovered the process for making flaked cereal. They were experimenting with boiled wheat when they left it to sit out too long. The result was a flaky, crispy texture that, after some tweaking, became the foundation for cornflakes. Will Keith saw the commercial potential of their discovery and convinced his brother to market the cereal to the public. And thus, in 1906, Kellogg's cornflakes were born. Section 6, beyond the breakfast table, cornflakes in pop culture. From its humble beginnings in Battle Creek, Kellogg's cornflakes have become a global phenomenon. The iconic green box can be found in pantries around the world, but the reach of cornflakes extends far beyond the breakfast table. Over the years, cornflakes have made countless appearances in pop culture. Remember that scene in Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction where Vincent Vega pours himself a bowl? Classic! And let's not forget about the countless advertisements that have graced our television screens and magazine pages over the decades. From catchy jingles to celebrity endorsements, Kellogg's has always been a master of marketing. Whether you love them or hate them, there's no denying the impact of those iconic roosters and smiling children on our collective consciousness. So the next time you find yourself face to face with a bowl of cornflakes, take a moment to appreciate the history and cultural significance behind those crunchy golden flakes.